Welcome, a beautiful Thursday. Say hi if you're when you're coming on. Leave comments if you want, and I will reply to them. Either I'll try and read them if I can while I'm doing this, or I'll reply to them afterwards. So I can't remember what I said now. What is a narcissist? I was going to talk about, and the A to Z of an emotional abuse. And the reason I was going to talk about what is a narcissist is because there's a lot of reports at the moment in the media about Meghan Markle. So whether she, and people saying that she's a narcissist and how she is and how she's manipulating and Harry and separating him from his family, blah blah blah. So I thought I'd quickly describe a narcissist. So a narcissist is a person who behaves in a selfish way, with a grandiose sense of importance and an insatiable need for admiration, wealth, power, or fame. Okay, narcissists feel entitled to special treatment, are easily offended, and readily harbour grudges. However, they are often very popular until you are no longer of use to them and they discard you. They are children in adults' bodies. Okay, I've often described the adult child, the adult that, and you can see what age the trauma occurred, because that's how they react to things, that's how they walk, that's how they behave, that's the language they use when they're under stress or in certain situations. So the narcissists, they're children in adults' bodies, unable to take responsibility for their actions, and anyone who disagrees with them or their unreasonable expectations might be subjected to their narcissistic rage. There are 7 levels of anger, but narcissistic rage goes from 0 to 7 in an instant. The name actually comes from Greek mythology, where the character Narcissus was rejected, who rejected love from others, fell in love with himself. And it's the unmet needs of the child meant that they were unable to master crucial emotional development, and I discovered many years ago. I've actually taken this out of my book, A to Z of Emotional Abuse. So I'm just reading it from that, and I was going to talk about that in a moment anyway. So where were we? So the unmet needs of the child meant that they were unable to master critical emotional development, and discovered many years ago you could understand the age of the trauma, that the trauma happened in certain situations, and they revert to a child. If you think back, you may recall the age that they were threatened or they perceived danger. You may have noticed they walked or talked in a childish way. Narcissism is a personality disorder which is diagnosed by a mental health professional. The narcissist can't take responsibility for their actions, and if you've been discarded by one, it is unlikely you took the blame for the breakdown of the relationship, so it's unlikely they would agree to an appointment for diagnosis. And there's the whole thing about narcissism and borderline personality disorder and the sociopath and the psychopath. And contrary to belief, psychopaths aren't the majority of psychopaths aren't murderers. It's a very small percentage that are murderers. Psychopaths map and plan, and they meticulously plan things. This is all about emotions. This is all about being stunted emotionally. So one of the questions that's coming up a lot at the moment is whether Meghan Markle is a narcissist, and that's what she's been branded. Now, you might say one action doesn't make someone a narcissist is one thing I'm going to say. The second thing I'm going to say about the whole thing is, if you look back to before she came on the scene and the stories that came out about the royal family, it's a completely different scenario to what it is now. But I'm actually going to do a whole thing on that. I'm going to record something on the whole situation. And so narcissism is somebody who's got a broken sense of self, really, and emotionally stunted, and they can only see themselves and their needs. They've got no empathy, they can't understand anybody else, and they can't understand they can't understand a situation from somebody else's perspective. They can't take criticism, they can't take responsibility for anything. So that's what a narcissist is. And if you feel that that's, it's being portrayed in the media, that's what she is. As I said, I'm going to do something very, very soon on that, and I'm going to put that on YouTube, and then I'll post a link to that in here. I'm just going off from here today because I had loads and loads of technical issues last week. So my book, The A to Z of Emotional Abuse, is back from the editor. So I've got that. I've got even more technical issues because my charger isn't working. So as soon as I jump off here, I've got to go and quickly buy a charger because I won't be able to do anything. But the A to Z of Emotional Abuse, I'm hoping it'll be out in February now. It was due to be out in October, but due to various different odd things that happened, there was a delay. So I possibly could get it out earlier, but I don't want to rush it now. Now that there's been this delay, I've still got to get the cover sorted out. I've got a cover, I just need the spine because the guy needs the page count, and I also need to get it set for print as well. And also get my ISBN number for it. So it's nearly there. It's all coming together very nicely. I'm not pushing it. I'm not shoving, forcing anything at the moment. But the A to Z of Emotional Abuse, I'm actually really excited about now. When I hit, I don't know what I was doing to it last week, and I was getting it ready for to go to the editor, and I had butterflies because I was just really excited about it. So it's a horrible experience going through those types of relationships, but if you can learn from them, you grow, and it's just a whole thing. But the healing from it, the understanding it, and this is what I want with the book. I want to help people understand. I've just watched a YouTube video, and again, this is why I wanted to talk about narcissism, or what a narcissist is I was just watching a YouTube video, and it was talking about Meghan Markle, and it was talking about the situation and what was going on. And you can't call anyone a narcissist because they need to be diagnosed, and they're not going to get diagnosed because they can't take responsibility, and they don't see there's anything wrong with their behaviour. They just move from relationship to relationship. I mean, and that's what a narcissist does. They move from relationship to relationship. They leave the crap, and they let somebody else sort it all out, clean up after them. So as I said, I'm going to do a separate video on that, and I'll post that during the week. So I've just got to get one ready for YouTube, but obviously my laptop's now broken, or I haven't got a charge on it, so I've now got to work around that. So happy Thursday. I hope you have an amazing week. I know it's a weird sort of time of the in January, because Christmas is over and done with. The lights have been taken down. There's no twinkling lights. You've probably got the credit card bill around about now, if that's how you paid for Christmas. All the bills are stacking up, and if you're employed, you were probably paid a bit before Christmas to help you get through Christmas. So what's left has probably got another, where are we now? It's the 16th. You might have another week or a couple of weeks or 10 days left before you get paid again. So it's a bit of a weird time of the year. So trying for people, unless they plan for it, or you've got your own business, you're working in your own business. This is a time a lot of people are setting goals and stuff. So I hope you're having an amazing Thursday. I hope you're having an amazing week. I hope you're having an amazing January. It's all starting to look really exciting for me. As I said, I've got a date in mind for the book in February, so that's really, really exciting. And I just need to go off now and get some videos and stuff done. And I'm going over to the divorce sanctuary now to do some questions and answers. So if you know anyone that's going through that divorce process, it's a horrible, horrible experience. If you're going through it with an emotionally abusive partner, it's manipulative, and I know quite a few people that have come out. I was talking to a friend on Monday, and she was saying she'd been ill after the experience, really, really ill after the experience, and people get signed off with sick, stress and things like that. So I'll put a link over to that as well. So that's where I'm headed now, to Q&A in the divorce sanctuary. So please like, share, do whatever it is you can do with this video, just to help people understand what emotional abuse is and what it feels like. If you're not in that relationship, that's where I was going with that. I've just seen something this morning about Meghan Markle being a narcissist and saying Harry should take responsibility. This is the problem. If you're in a relationship with an emotionally abusive person, you don't know what's going on. On some level you do. You might see the red flags. You might know it's not right. But there's a part of your brain that protects yourself, and it literally reduces inside, and it stunts itself, and it stops any further damage happening to the brain. So you can't turn around and say, oh, somebody should do this, somebody should do that, somebody should know better. You're living in a place of fear, and you have no idea to what extent it's going on. And in a way, your brain is just protecting yourself. The movements and your thought patterns are all very, very protective of yourself. It's self-preservation. It's how we survive anything. So, and he's also, anyway, I'm going to go leave it for the whole video. So I'm going to send you loads and loads of love on this Thursday morning, and I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll catch up with you next week. Sending you loads of love.